Hello everyone and welcome to ixamBee. So in this video, I Jayanti Mishra is going to talk about in detail for the notification of SEBI which is going to happen for recruitment of Officer Grade A Assistant Manager 2025. Notification is being released in detailed manner and the application started from 30th of October to 28th of November. Plenty amount of time to fill the applications. And now what we are going to see is about the details and the changes that they have made for IT stream in this video. So we are going to specifically talk one phase 2 an interview and about the syllabus, the exam pattern, and each and everything which you need to focus in this particular PDF. Now, before starting anything, I will say SEBI has given a huge change. We were really not expecting that change, but the change that they have brought to phase 1 is actually a very good one. And trust me or not, this is going to be very helpful for all the people who were not so good with the coding or who were very out of practice for coding. And also this is good for the people who are actively involved in coding. So there is no harm to anyone, just the paper pattern has changed, a sort of different understanding will be there, but definitely we are here to guide you throughout that particular dilemma and you will be in a very good hand, trust me on that, and we will take you together for that phase 2 and how you are going to read about it, what you should focus on, and why you should not be afraid about the pattern change. But there are some peculiar things that you have to take care, you have to remember, because that is going to be a game changer. So overall, when it comes to the difficulty level, I will say SEBI has released some of the constraints, but at the same time, it has made a proper command and grip over the content, that how much your concepts are clear. And if you don't have a very good conceptual knowledge, definitely that will be a problem for phase 2 and phase 1 as well. So now, without wasting any time, let's dig upon the recruitment notification and talk about what we have in SEBI. So this particular thing is the important date to remember. You know that your online application starts from 30th and it is open till 28th of November. So this is the window of application. The availability of the admit cards will be intimated by email or SMS later on. The phase 1 exam is going to happen on 10th of January and the phase 2 online exam is going to happen on 21st of February. So you have plenty amount of time for both phase 1 and phase 2. Phase 3 interview dates will be intimated later on after we have the phase 2 results. So that is the point, that is the date that you have to take care. January 10 phase 1 and February 21 for phase 2. Now let's see the vacancies that we have for IT. So as you can see, for IT they have overall 22 vacancies, and there you can see the categorization as per your own category, how many vacancies are there. Now let's come to the eligibility criteria. For the educational background, there should be a bachelor degree in engineering in any branch. So still that is unchanged. If you are from electrical, mechanical, or whatever, so you can still apply if you hold a bachelor degree in engineering. Or if you don't have a bachelor degree in engineering, or you have a bachelor degree in any discipline and you have a postgraduate qualification of minimum 2 years in computer science related stream, still you can apply. So let's say if you are a BSc, which is not a bachelor's degree in engineering, but you have a sort of degree in let's say you are MSc in IT or MSc in computer science, then still you can apply for the IT part, because you have a bachelor for 2 years. You have a post graduation for 2 years, that too in the computer science and application field. Now let's go to the next topic, which is actually going to be the age limit. So I think you guys can read at your own what is the age limit criteria for you, but in general it should not exceed 30 years of age as per the normal people. If you hold any kind of relaxation, you have to read this paragraph and get an understanding that what about the age they have done. Majorly they haven't done any changes. Now the modes of selection. So the mode of selection shall happen in 3 stages: phase 1, phase 2 and phase 3. All the 3 are going to have 100 marks of papers. Phase 1 will have 2 papers of 100 marks each, phase 2 will have 2 papers of 100 marks each, and phase 3 will be the interview, that will be of 15 marks. Okay, now phase 1 online examination, what will be there for paper 1? Nothing is being changed. So still you have general awareness related to financial sector. It's specifically written what you have to read for the general awareness. You have to go and dig on the financial sector, which up to easy, moderate, difficulty level, and then you have English, quants, and reasoning. So nothing is being changed. Total marks 100, duration 60, and the sectional cutoff for all these four sections is 30. So out of 100 you need minimum 30 to pass paper 1. For paper 2, what you have? So for paper 2, for IT stream, you will have the specialized subject related questions from IT, from all the subjects which are written in the syllabus. We will see the syllabus later. And maximum marks for this paper is also 100. You will get 40 minutes. Remember, you will have 40 minutes, and the cutoff is 40%. So you need minimum 40 marks out of 100 to pass paper 2. Now, once you have passed paper 1 and paper 2, you should be able to have an aggregate cutoff of 40%, which means out of 200 marks, you should be able to get 80 marks to appear in paper of phase 2. So if you have 30, 40 as a sectional cutoff plus 10 marks here and there from paper 1 or paper 2, and you manage somewhere around 80, more than 80 or 80 out of 200, you will be there for the phase 2. So there is no competition, no merit. You just need to pass the cutoff and you will be having a chance to write the papers of phase 2. Now, there will be a negative marking of 1/4. There will be a minimum cutoff for both the papers, and you should have to secure the separate cutoff as well as the aggregate cutoff in order to appear for phase 2. Right? So this is all the things that is there, and marks obtained in phase 1 shall be used only for shortlisting for phase 2, not for the final selection. So whatever you have in phase 1, that is just to appear in phase 2. The marks you will leave before you enter phase 2. Right? So this is all that you need to take care, and everything will be available on the SEBI's website. Now let's go and see what they have for the phase 2. Syllabus we will discuss later on. So for the online examination of phase 2, you have two papers of 100 marks each, and paper 1 is English descriptive to test your drafting skills, 100 marks, 60 minutes, and here now they have an explicit cutoff which was not there earlier. So now you have to get at least 30 marks out of 100, and the weightage of this paper in entire phase 2 is 1/3. So 1/3 is for English descriptive, 2/3 is for your IT paper. But again, it doesn't matter how much marks you get in English descriptive, you have to get at least 30% at minimum. So if you, let's say, have 100 out of 100 in your paper 2, but you have 20% or 20 marks in English descriptive, you fail. So you have to again make sure that you pass the sectional cutoff for English, that is 30%. And then for paper 2 also, they have made it very clear that you should have a sectional cutoff of 40%. The weightage of paper 2 will be 2/3. So 2/3 plus 1/3 will be 1 unit, and that will be all phase 2. Now what they have changed, this is the biggest change since they have started doing regular IT papers, regular IT recruitment since 2020. So IT stream now will also have multiple choice question. It will not have coding. So no coding in phase 2, no coding in phase 2, that is going to be there. So you are relieved to write the code, relieved from the headache of pariksha, how it will behave, how to know the test cases, hidden one, non-hidden one, how to pass, how the examination is going to happen, what all sort of things. No headache. Everything is released now. So now you have multiple choice questions on the mix of logic flow completion. So there might be a code for which you might be asked what extra we should write to make it complete, or what should be the flow of execution to make it complete. Then you might have debugging of the codes, syntax understanding related questions, and program dry run output. So you might have some program, you have to make a dry run out of it and tell the correct output of the program. Also, you might have to do some sort of data analysis, and then they have mentioned etc. When they say something as etc., we don't know what they are hiding or what they are going to do. But yeah, we got a clear idea what sort of questions they will be asking. So yes, we will focus on the mix of logic flow completion, debugging of the codes, syntax understanding, program driver outputs, and data analysis. And if you score minimum 40% of the marks, you can say that you pass the sectional cutoff, and then there will be a final merit, which I will talk later in this video, how the papers will be evaluated and how the candidates will be called for the interview. How does this change affect each one of you? So the people who are good with the coding, nobody can be good in coding if they don't understand the logic, if they don't are able to do the debugging, if they don't have a syntax understanding, if they can't have a program dry run output. So I will say all the people who are very confident in coding, still only the pattern has changed, but everything else remains the same. The type of questions will be different, but the concepts are still same. So you are in the safer side still. Now, people who are not so sure about coding. So yeah, one of the fear got released, but you have to still make sure that you're able to understand the logic of the code properly. If there is a given code, you should be able to understand, is there going to be a memory leak, is there going to be a runtime exception, or there is a syntax error, whatever. So you should be able to debug the code as like an expert. So for all the people who were preparing before this notification for SEBI, still there is no harm caused to you by this paper change, because you were not practicing mocks for phase 2. You were only coding, you were only practicing, and coding doesn't harm. It actually contributes you for this particular paper 2 as well. Now, let's go to the other part where you have to understand some peculiar things. So you can read here that the point number 4, that there shall be a cutoff of minimum 30% for paper 1 and a cutoff of minimum 40% for paper 2 in phase 2. Now there is an aggregate cutoff as well. You can see here there is an aggregate cutoff as well for 50%. Candidates would need to score separate cutoffs as well as the aggregate cutoff of 50%. So 30% there, 40% here, extra 10% you have to get from each one of them, or however you manage. So the entire thing is like, in order to get selected or in order to get considered for phase 3, you have to score aggregate cutoff of 50%. Now, subject to criteria mentioned in the point number 5, what they have done, by this logic, there will be n number of people who get qualified, but all those people will not get the interview call. So there will be a sort of shortlisting, and how they are going to do, they are going to do it on the basis of the candidates equaling 3 times the number of vacancies shall be shortlisted in order of merit. Okay, so even if you pass this and you are not 3 times the vacancy, that is 22, so 66, if let's say you had a merit and you fall in on the 70th number of that merit out of all the people, then you will not get a call for the phase 3. So still you have to pass the sectional, the aggregate, and on top of that you have to fight for your seat. That is the competition here. You have the merit thing, not like phase 1, but in phase 2 you have the merit thing, and that will be 1:3. So 22 vacancies, overall 66 people that will be there for the interview, and the list of candidates will be made on the SEBI website once you have. Now all the question papers will be set to both the languages except the English languages, right? Now the interview thing. For the interview things, the shortlisted candidates from phase 2 will be getting a call, and they will be called for the interview. You can see they have now included the relevant post-qualification experience, but that is not applicable to IT. So if you are a fresher from the IT stream, or you don't hold any sort of experience and you have a gap in studies and your preparation, still okay. You don't have any extra specific section. So the people who ask me regularly, ma'am, does post-qualification experience make any difference? As of now, on the basis of weightage of marks, no. Still, this particular thing is only applicable for legal, electrical, and the civil stream, not for the IT people. So you guys are still saved, the people who don't have any post-qualification experience. So fresher, good news, you guys are saved this year, maybe not next year. Now, this is about the service condition, pay and allowances, more of your interest. You can go and read about it. It has not much changed, but yeah, it's there. Examination center, it's something that related to you only. You can go and read it. Now, the fees and the persons with disabilities, this also we can read, the people who are actually under this particular category. What next that we need to discuss in this particular notification is coming later, which is the actual syllabus. Now let's go and dig down the syllabus. Are there any changes? No, there are no changes in the syllabus as of now, so you are saved there. Now let's see the syllabus for the IT. So syllabus for paper 2 of phase 1 in IT is still the same. The weightages are still the same. You have database concepts, SQL programming concepts in Java and C and C++. Python are with data analytics languages, algorithms for problem solving, networking concepts, information and cybersecurity, data warehousing. So you have everything like before. Now what you have for paper 2 for phase 2, it's still the same. You have algorithms, data structure, string manipulation and OOPS concept. Now the weightages are mean that exactly 30 will be out of algorithm, there might be 32 or 28, but near about that only. So the weightage is in terms of percentage, not in terms of marks. Okay, remember it, weightages are indicative only. You cannot go and challenge SEBI that you mentioned 40 out of 100 will be from data structure, and how come there is no mention of 40, there is 42 or 38, something like that. You cannot challenge because it is indicative in terms of percentage, not in terms of marks. Same goes for the syllabus of the phase 1 also. It is in terms of percentage coverage, not in terms of marks, right? Now I think we covered the syllabus and everything now, and we are pretty much done with the entire notification. So still you can see everything remains same, just the type of questions that you will be getting will be different. And don't worry, all the people who are already with us, we will take care of this very peacefully, and we will do it with a good amount of time, and you have plenty amount of time. I was expecting something in the mid of December or end of December for this phase 1, but they have postponed it to January, and the phase 2 for February. We have plenty amount of time. Also today is the day we are starting our batch for the SEBI with the concept classes. And if you guys are still not there with us, you go to the ixamBee website, check out our course offerings, and definitely everything what you need for the exam will be there. Now one announcement is there that people who want more on who are relying on the YouTube videos, the previous YouTube videos which discuss for coding practices and every other thing, you can avoid that now, because this year they don't have any coding. So again a big change, no coding, but it is not going to affect you very much because still the syllabus is same, only the pattern of question, the way of questioning is going to be different. Other than that everything is same, so no loss. But yes, we need to prepare in a different sort of direction. So that was me, Jayanti Mishra, bringing you the changes by SEBI for this particular year of notification of 2025 for IT. I will keep bringing new questions and new videos which will help you for your studies, and especially paper 2 of phase 2. So keep practicing and stay updated. And if you haven't liked this video or subscribed to the channel, do that in order to not miss any update from our side. So see you in the next video.